Good morning and welcome to my garden. The season has changed and we have beautiful autumn weather upon us. The mornings are getting crisp and it's beautiful. I love it so much. We've had some light offshore rains come in and they're watering the garden very nicely for me. In my east wedge garden, I'm harvesting rosellas and I'm planning to make some jam with those. I've been harvesting chilies and capsicum. My purple king beans are finished for the season. I've been eating my first cucumelons. The zinnias are adding some beautiful happy colour to the garden. My chop and drop plants have slowed down their growth. The change of season, the reduced heat and the reduced rain have caused them to not grow as fast. Contour 2 on the east. I've got quite a number of pumpkins ready to pick. I've left them on the vine, hoping that they'll keep on the vine, but I'm beginning to think they need to go somewhere dry and cool inside the house. My asparagus is starting to die off at the end of the season. Asparagus dies off every winter and comes back in the spring. I've had a couple of little strawberries from my strawberry plants. My rhubarb's not doing so well. I'm not sure why. I figure it's either too wet or too dry. Seeing we've got rain this week, I won't be watering it this week. I'll give it a week to dry out before I water it again. It's my windbreak. I'm going to need to do some maintenance here. Some of the taller branches are falling over. That'll be great. The chooks love to eat that. They tear it apart. They enjoy it a lot. My grapevines are struggling. I don't know why. Maybe they're not getting enough sun. I don't think that's the problem though. I think they are getting plenty of sun, and every time I see a leaf growing over the top of it, I just snap it off. We have some temporary residents. The eggs that I took to my nephew's home to hatch produced 3 roosters. And seeing they're in suburbia, they can't home them and they can't process them. So they're here with me, currently eating meat bird meal, and their visit with us will be temporary. Such a shame because this one particularly is very beautiful. The zinnias make this archway walk such a lovely, happy place to go through. We found a place to plant the jaboticaba, and with my daughter at home at the moment, we'll be transplanting that. So I'll be able to dig down that centre part of the pond and then move towards getting a liner. Contour 1 in the middle. My shallots have all come back now that the season is cooler. I'm real glad for that. I've started picking a few lemons. I've been harvesting Egyptian spinach too. That's good in salads. The watermelons I had on this vine all developed some rot or hole. I'm not sure what it was. It looks like this particular bag was too open weave to prevent bugs getting in it, but I think I was a bit slow putting the bag on. The hope was that as it grew, it would be supported by the bag there too, but I didn't get any watermelon off that vine. I did, however, get one off this one. That was pretty good. Not the yummiest watermelon I've ever tasted, but it was pretty good. Wedge garden on the north. My beans are taking off and I'm going to have fresh green beans any day now. I don't know how long they'll last because beans prefer warmer weather than cool weather, but I thought I'd have a go and see if I could get a final bean crop before the cool sets in properly. And they'll probably die off in time for these tomatoes to grow up and take over that whole trellis. I've been adding plants to my chop and drop row here on contour 1 on the north, just to lush it up, to add to the biomass that I can chop down and add to the chop and drop row. I'm still struggling to get seeds to come up here. I've got one cabbage coming up there. I've adopted a habit that every time I plant seeds in the garden, I also plant them in seed raising trays inside. I need to do something to increase my germination rate. Look at the size of these papayas. So far, the ones I've been picking from the other trees have been reasonably small, but this is starting to produce some really big fruit and it's delicious. My carrot bed is doing well in spite of all the dry weather we've had. It is our wet season, but we've had a lot of dry weather in the midst of this wet season. I've started harvesting some of these beans for seed. Contour 2 on the north. This chop and drop row is starting to look a bit more lush and a bit more full. Interestingly, it's growing back more than the one over on the east. This was chopped since that one, but this one's growing back more. That is interesting. The back of contour 2 on the north is all prepared for potatoes. You see the turmeric that I chopped back is growing back. Unfortunately, my ginger just didn't come back this season. There's one shoot there, but it just didn't come back. So the first of the potatoes that I planted have come up. Here we go. I believe these are Sebago potatoes. So we'll see how they go. Hopefully they'll grow really well. I've planted them down deep. I'll fill them up a little bit, but I don't intend to put a lot of soil around them. My blueberries finished their producing, so I pruned them out, opened it up, made them a lot cleaner and more open. And this first one that I pruned has responded with some beautiful new growth. Contour 3 on the north. My cover crop has finally matured. It sat here for a long time not doing anything, but now it's got some height on it. So when I next prune that, I'll have something to lay in my chop and drop row. This end has gone to weeds. The plants that I planted here have not been very successful at producing biomass. So I guess I got some grass as biomass instead, and I'll have to come up with a new lot of trees to plant here. The pigeon pea here has been the hero for the biomass production. Once again, I'm going to have to find some other plants to plant between them because I need more biomass production than just those 4 pigeon pea plants can produce. I'm happy seeing marigolds in my garden. They're such happy colours. I have picked 6 pomegranate this season, so I'm so excited to be picking my first fruit from my first fruit trees. First time I've ever grown pomegranate, first harvest I've ever had from it. I've got pak choi coming up. Actually, that looks like marigolds. So maybe I don't have any coming up. And some tatsoi coming up. Broad beans. Planted some parsnip here, so I'm waiting for that to come up, and some fennel here. This sweet potato has been attacked so much by grasshoppers, and I thought it was going to die, but actually looking at it now, there's a lot of new growth on that. So maybe the grasshoppers did put it back, but it's come back lovely now. There's a lot of new growth on that, whereas a week ago I would have thought, nah, it's not going to survive. So maybe the grasshoppers have felt the change in season and they've moved on. Yeah, the same over here. There's new growth all over this sweet potato. Tried to harvest some about a month ago and it just didn't produce anything. I'm not sure why. It had good soil. Maybe there were fewer nutrients in it than I thought. And it was on a dripper system, so it did get plenty of water. I'm yet to clear this space here. It'd be lovely to be able to walk right past the end of my garden. I can kind of get through now. But it would be nice to have that cleared. I was leaving that there because the Pardalotes were nesting in it. But they've moved on and found a better place to nest at the moment. There are 2 holes in this soil pile behind the pond that the Pardalotes are nesting in now. I've seen them coming in and out a few times. There's a hole on the right there and another hole on the left. I hope your gardening brings you some delightful discoveries too. Thanks for enjoying my garden with me.